Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, how are you today? How was your weekend? Was good? Very good, very good. Alright, today we're looking at the third part of the paragraph, the academic paragraph, which is the concluding sentence. Previously we looked at the topic sentence, and we said that the topic sentence is one that carries the main idea, or the central idea of the paragraph. And then we looked at the supporting sentences, and we said that this is a chance for the writer to develop, to discuss, to elaborate on his or her main idea as stated in the topic sentence. And today we're looking at the third and final part of the structure of a paragraph, which is the concluding sentence. What is the concluding sentence? What is the function of the concluding sentence? Where is the concluding sentence? Clearly, yes please. It's the end of the paragraph. It's the last sentence of the paragraph, and from its name it says concluding. This means that we sort of finish the paragraph, where we conclude our ideas with this sentence. So the function of we can use the concluding sentence for different things. For example, we can use the concluding sentence to restate the topic sentence. All right, that is to say, we can say it in different words, or we can use the concluding sentence to summarize, to give summary of the main points stated in the topic in the paragraph, or we can actually use the concluding sentence to leave the reader with something to think about in relation to the topic of this paragraph. In other words, you would like to answer the question, so what? So what is the idea that the reader can get out of reading this or your paragraph? And sometimes we can use the concluding sentence either for summary, for giving a recommendation to the reader about something. We'll see some examples later on, or to give an opinion, or to give a warning to the reader about doing something or not doing something, or believing in something or not believing in something, or to give a prediction about what will happen in the future. So these are some of the functions, some of the purposes that are used for writing a concluding sentence. Let's just see an example of a restatement of the main of the topic sentence and summarizing it in different words by rewriting it as a concluding sentence. The topic sentence here says, a program to encourage people to use public transport in our city is urgently needed. This is the topic sentence, and it is about the need for a program to fix or to encourage people to use public transport. Notice the conclusion. In summary, this program will definitely encourage people to use public transport in our city in order to solve traffic congestion and constant delays. So this is an example of summarizing and concluding, restating, the main idea in the topic sentence. There is another example. For instance, throughout the centuries, rats have continued to survive despite our efforts to destroy them. Now, this is the conclusion for this summary. So it is re-emphasizing, restating the main idea or the topic sentence in different words. For instance, to conclude, and notice the transition here, to conclude, in spite of all our efforts, rats seem to have been invincible and seem to continue to do well. So it is just restating the main idea to remind the reader that this is what we've been talking about in this paragraph. A third chance is to use this is also another example. There is no day without bread on the table in my country in Palestine. I restated it in different words. In short, bread is indispensable at meals in Palestine. This is not in. The bread is indispensable in meals in Palestine. We can also use the conclusion, and this is also another example, to give recommendation. For instance, in conclusion, these examples show that if you are considering going to university in another country, you should begin learning about the culture, customs, and history of your host nation. So this is all about a recommendation to the reader about if he or she wants to go overseas to study in a university. We can also use it to give warning or opinion. This is also another example. In short, if you don't do these steps, you may not get the grade you want, or we can use it as an opinion. As I can see it, some people might disagree, but I think lamb is the best meat for grading. So this is also another opinion. So the idea here is always use the conclusion as a chance to remind the reader of the main idea in the topic sentence, restate or re-emphasize points in your paragraph, summarize, give opinion, give a recommendation, or give a prediction, or a summary of the main points. Is this clear? Yes. All right. I want you to keep this in mind, and let's look at this. Just before we look at the example, how do I indicate to the reader that I am finishing the paragraph? Yes. I'm reaching the end of writing about this paragraph. We generally use transition words to tell the reader, well, this is the concluding sentence, and I am here to conclude my paragraph. And these are some transitions that we can actually use in this regard. For example, as we can see it, in summary, as a result, in short, finally, to sum up, in conclusion, to conclude, and there are many others, but these are good ones that we can actually use to conclude the paragraph with. All right? All right. You see now there is an example of how to use the transition. Notice that to conclude there is a comma. In conclusion there is always a comma, as you can see here. Always finish or start your transition, or after you write your transition there is always a comma at the end of or after this transition signal or transition device. All right? All right. Let's do some practice and see what is where is the concluding sentence and where are the supporting sentences in this set of sentences. All right? So the topic is about the best way to explore San Francisco. Remember the ideas that we just said about concluding the function of a concluding sentence, and try to find where is the concluding sentence and where are the supporting sentences. Yes, please. Very quickly, please. Should be easy, not that difficult. Where is the concluding sentence, and what are the supporting sentences in this set of sentences? All right. Where is the concluding sentence in this respect? Yes, please.
The first one is
the first one. Very nice. The first one is the concluding sentence. When you explore San Francisco by foot, you can experience all the city has or can offer. This is just an example of a supporting sentence, more of an example. When you walk, you can experience the smells of the restaurants, the plants, and sometimes the ocean. Second, you can stop and look into the windows or sit on the bench for a while and watch other people and interesting people. And finally, in a car or a bus, you can stop easily to see something interesting because parking is difficult. So these are all supporting sentences, and we finish the paragraph with a conclusion. If you explore San Francisco by foot, you can see a lot of interesting things. Okay, let's see another example, and this one. The beach is the perfect place for me to relax. What is the conclusion? Or the concluding sentence, and what are the supporting sentences? Yes, please. Really an easy one. Yes, please. The second sentence is the conclusion. That's right?
Yes.
Yes. When I want to relax and summer, I go to the beach. This is just an example of a supporting sentence. Another one, and a third. When the earth smells salty from the sea, the beach is pleasantly noisy with seagulls and children laughing. And the third supporting sentence, I enjoy swimming and surfing in the ocean. So here is the idea of what a topic sentence should look like. Okay? Alright. Now let's do some practice, and I'd like to do some more practice this time. And this is an example of paragraph that we need actually to write a conclusion for. Okay? Alright? It's very quickly. Now I'd like you just this time to work together in pairs. Read very quickly this easy paragraph and try to write a concluding sentence for this paragraph. Alright? Let me just read very quickly. Driving an old car has 3 advantages. For one thing, you will probably worry less about it being damaged or stolen. Second, you will find that many older models are easier for you to repair yourself. And a third advantage is that keeping an old car for several years will save you money. Now, write a concluding sentence for this paragraph. Right? So you can always think of your conclusion as a summary of main points, as a prediction, as a recommendation, as an opinion, or a restatement of the main ideas in the topic of your topic sentence, of course. Alright, who finished? Who would like to come here? Yes, would you like to write here? Yes, please. Who else? Alright, let's just see some examples of your writing. Yes, please, come forward. Alright, yes, thank you. Alright, who else? Who would like to? Yes, please. Very nice, very nice. Who would like to volunteer? Yes, please. Alright, you just wait while your questions after they finish. Alright. Now double check on your writing. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Let's get to hear some of your writings. What did you write, please?
The same on the board.
The same one on the board. All right. Exactly the same one. This is very good. Very nice telepathy. Anyways, yes, please.
Finally, when you buy an old car, you will be relaxed.
You will be relaxed when you buy an old car. You will be relaxed. Yes, please.
As I can see it, it's not that bad to drive an old car.
Very nice. As I can see it, it's not that bad to drive an old car. Very good sentence. Yes, please. Yes, please.
I choose old car because it includes a lot of advantage and it helped me to save my money.
Very nice. I choose a lot of the old car because it includes a lot of advantages. Very good. Very good. Yes, please.
To conclude, don't stress out too much when you want to buy an old car.
Very good. Don't stress out too much when you buy an old car. Let's see some of your classmates' examples and comment on them if there is any need for any comment. To conclude, driving an old car is less worry, easy, and it saves money. Clearly, it is sort of a summary of the main points in this paragraph. All right, but I would like to remind you that it's a capital letter, right? To conclude, very nice. Driving an old car is less worry and makes you less worried. All right, makes you less worried. It is easier to use and it saves you money. All right, we'll talk about parallelism later on. All right, but just make sure that you have the same structure in every part of the series. Very nice. To conclude, driving old cars are useful to use when you have weapons. Okay. Do you have any comments on this?
Yes, driving
Driving. First D, it has to be a small letter. Driving old cars. An old car, alright, that's alright. R is. Why is it is? Because this is the subject. It's not the old cars, it's the driving old cars. So this is the subject. It's a singular subject. Alright? Is useful to use when you have one. Alright? Let's see the third one. To conclude, owning an old car isn't as bad as it seems. What do you think? Perfect. Perfect. Very nice concluding sentence. Very good sentence. And finally, let's see this one. In short, there are three advantages that suppose you to do and that tells you how to treat with these kinds of cars. Do you have any comments? There are, the most important thing is that there are three advantages. We have to make sure that we have number agreement. Alright? Number agreement. 3 students, 1 student, 3 students. Always make sure that you have a number agreement. Alright? We could write it differently. That really recommends you, encourages you to buy an old car. Alright? We see the second example of exercise and the same thing, write a concluding sentence for this paragraph. Very quickly, please read it and write a conclusion for it. Just make sure you start your conclusion with a transition. To conclude, in summary, to summarize, in short, in brief, in conclusion, as we can see it, as I can see it, and these kinds of transitions, to tell the reader that you are coming to the end of writing your paragraph. finished? All finished? Yes, please come forward. Right. Yes, please.
Yes.
Very good. Yes. And finally, yes. All right. That should be enough. Thank you. That should be enough. Very good. Very good. All right. In the meantime, just double check on your conclusion. Is it used for to give an opinion? Is it to give a prediction or a recommendation or a summary of the main points? What is your conclusion like? Very good. Thank you. That's all right. Okay. All right. Let's see. What did you write? Well, what did you write? Yes, please. Yes, sure.
Watching the children's program has a lot of advantages.
For foreign language learners, watching television programs has a lot of advantages for foreign language learners. Just make sure that you get the main idea in your conclusion. Yes, Amer, please.
To sum up, watching a children's program is useful to learn a foreign language because they contain simple vocabulary, a lot of action, and clear language.
And clear language. Very, very nice. Yes, please. Very good summary of the main points. Very nice. Bravo.
I think watching children programs on TV is useful for them.
For foreign language or for them. Very nice. Foreign language learners. And finally?
In short, watching children's programs is a very clever way to learn a foreign language.
Very nice. In short, watching television programs is a very clever way to learn a foreign language. Very, very nice. Let's see your examples, your classmates' examples. In short, watching children's programs has several advantages to learn a foreign language. Good one? Yes, it is a good one. We started with a transition and we have subject-verb agreement and very nice idea, very nice conclusion. Very good. Let's see the second one. In short, watching children's programs is an easy process to learn. Good? I agree. Yes, it is a very good. Well, I could just add to learn a foreign
Language.
just to make sure that we got the main idea in the conclusion to learn a foreign language. And finally, see the third example. As we can see it, very nice. Children's programs are good educational system. Okay, good one. Yes, but not systems. I wouldn't say system. I would prefer to use technique.
Yes.
Okay? A technique or strategy, for example, is a good educational or a good learning strategy or a good learning technique. All right? Because we just want to make sure that the idea and our word choice is perfect. Okay? Is perfect. And I could use it to give a recommendation. For example, to conclude, I strongly recommend language of foreign language learners to what? To watch? Yes, to watch children's programs. Okay? And this conclusion is used as a recommendation for the reader to actually to watch children's program if they are foreign language learners. All right. So this is used as a recommendation. All right. Let's see the third example. All right. Let's do more practice. And this one is about. Let's see. All right. I have a hard time taking notes in my history class. The instructor talks so fast that I can't keep up with her. She also has a soft voice and I miss a lot of things. Blah, 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 blah. Finally, she talks about everything in the same tones and never emphasizes the important points. When I study my notes, I have trouble separating the important material from theirs. What is the paragraph about? The problems I see in my history class. This is clearly what the paragraph is, the kinds of problems that I see in my history class. So try to provide a conclusion or a concluding sentence to this paragraph. All right? Yes, please. So use your paragraph as a recommendation or as a summary of the main points, as a warning, or as an opinion, or a prediction for what you should do in the future or something like this. So you can always use various functions to choose from for your conclusion. Okay, let's see some examples. Alright, I'd like just to hear you writing a conclusion for this paragraph. Yes, please.
In brief, I have many problems to deal with in my history class.
Very nice. In brief, I have many problems to deal with in this or my history class. Very nice conclusion. Yes, please.
In my opinion, you should be independent and work hard by yourself, and you can ask your colleagues or other doctors.
Very nice. In my opinion, you should be independent and ask, very nice, and ask your colleagues for help if you don't understand anything in this history class. Very, very good. Yes, please.
In short, I am thinking of recording the lecture, and when I'm back home, I can write my notes.
Very nice. Very good idea, by the way. I'm short. I'm thinking of recording the lecture, and when I have time at home, I can actually go over it. Very nice. Very nice idea. Yes, please.
As a result, I really feel very angry about instructor talks in my history class.
Alright, as a result, I feel very angry about the way my instructor or my history class instructor teaches us. Very nice, very good idea. Yes, please.
To summarize, there are many problems with my history instructor's way of teaching that create an obstacle when it comes to
that
understanding.
creates a lot of obstacles. Very nice to me when I take this class. Or I can actually try this. In short, I am going to ask my history teacher, history class teacher, to change her teaching way, or her teaching style. All right, to change her teaching style. All right, very nice. Okay, this is sort of a kind of a prediction, or I can use another sentence as a conclusion, as a way of recommendation. What would be something like a recommendation or an advice to the reader? Yes, please.
As I see it, I have to work hard and pay attention to understand my lessons.
Very nice. As I see it, I have to study hard in order to understand. Or we can say, to conclude, I strongly advise anyone to not take, that will be harsh, okay, not take this class with this teacher. Okay, all right, very nice. Okay, or I'm going to speak to the manager or to the department head of the department about talking to the teacher to change her teaching style. Let's conclude with the page. Look at page 50 in your textbook. All right, look at your page 50 in your textbook and conclude with this exercise. All right, paragraph 1. And the same thing. All right, we're going to read quickly this paragraph and write a conclusion to the first paragraph on goldfish. All right, goldfish have 3 characteristics that make them good pets. All right, so very quickly write a conclusion to this paragraph. Are you done? Would you like to write it here? Yes, please. Yes, please. All right. Who would like to volunteer to come forward and write the sentence? Yes, please. Very good. Very good on you. And yes, please. And yes, please. This way, this way. All right. What was your example? What was your sentence?
To summarize, goldfish can attract everyone because they are quiet, economical, and well-behaved.
Very nice. They can attract or draw anyone's attention because they are quiet, economical, and they are well-behaved. Very nice. Yes, please.
To conclude, goldfish are very quiet, economical, and well-behaved.
Very nice. So you summarize the main points: quiet, economical, and well-behaved. Another example of a sentence. Yes, please.
In short, you have many chances about which pet you should get when you already can get a goldfish.
Okay. Or pet fish are your only best choice. Very nice. Very nice. Yes, please.
In brief, I highly advise anyone who wants to own a pet to buy a goldfish.
Very nice. I highly advise anyone who wants to own a pet to buy goldfish. You see your classmates' examples here. All right. In short, if you want to own a good pet, just buy a goldfish. Very nice sentence. All right. So this is more of a recommendation to you to the reader. You see the second one. To conclude, goldfish are good pets because they are quiet, economical, and well-behaved. A good summary of the main points in the paragraph. And finally, in short, it is good to have goldfish because they are quiet. Do you have any comments here? You see the third example, your classmates' example. In short, it is good to have goldfish because they are quiet. Is this a summary of all the points? No, it's only about the first point, which is quiet. We have to say quiet, economical, and well. So whenever you are summarizing and you mention the specific points, mention all of them. Like here, quiet, economical, and well-behaved. Or you can summarize them in general, like in the first sentence. So we have to add economical and well-behaved. And it is good, not a good, or you can say it is a good thing, all right, to have a goldfish. My sentence would be something like this. In brief, these qualities, these three qualities, all right, qualities make goldfish an excellent choice of a pet. All right, or is an excellent pets, for example. Goldfish are good choice or make good choice for an excellent choice of pets. All right. Okay, so what we did here today is basically looking at the third part of a paragraph, which is the concluding paragraph. And like we said earlier, a concluding paragraph is used to summarize the main points, state the topic sentence in different words, to give a recommendation, an opinion, or a prediction about the future. And it's always important to begin your concluding sentence with a transition. In short, in brief, to summarize, to conclude, to sum up in conclusion, and so on. So today we have looked at the three parts of a good, or the three elements of a good paragraph: topic sentence, conclusion, and the concluding sentence. Now you have the complete understanding of what a paragraph should look like and what a paragraph should include. Inshallah, from now on we will be looking at how to perfect our sentences and how to write different paragraphs, different organizational patterns of paragraphs. All right. Thank you very much. And next time we look at the compound sentence as a second or an important structure, sentence structure. Thank you very much, and see you inshallah.